In this video, I'd like to walk you through how tasks are priced within Profit Rhino. The goal of this video is to get you a decent understanding of how to price a task in preparation for your admin training. The first section I want to look at before we pull open a specific task is the business information section. This is going to be kind of the brain center of your price book. It's where all your business figures are housed and where your pricing is going to calculate from. Now, what we're looking at here, you have your break-even cost, you have your value or discounted bill-out rate, and then from there, we put a markup on this bill-out rate in order to get to your standard and premium bill-out rates. So the 17.65 and the 25 that you see here are markups placed on the 135. The 135 is referring to main technician labor. You also have the option of adding assistant labor here. And I'll point that out once we look at a specific task. Okay. Additionally, you can plug in a markup for sales tax. The sales tax that we're looking at here in this section would be an additional markup that you're baking into the total price of that flat rate task rather than task that you're breaking out on the invoice and actually showing to the customer. If we wanted to make any adjustments here, they could be made in these boxes. Once that's done, click Calculate Biz Info, and that's going to save any changes that you made. If you click Copy Biz Info, that's going to copy those changes throughout your other business types. Before we click off of business information, we'll take a look at the parts margin schedule. This section is where you determine what sort of a markup you want to put on your parts. Now we have our sliding scale loaded. You can customize this to really mark up parts however you'd like. Now let's take a look at a task. For this example, I'm just going to click into a faucet, something that's pretty universally understood. We'll take a look at a base level faucet. Now, the first portion of pricing that I want to talk about is going to be the labor portion. Now, you have your task setup and your add-on setup. So there's really two different prices that you're able to offer that task at, a task or an add-on. The difference between the two is going to be in the amount of time that you have associated with it. Within the primary task, we have additional time baked in for your inefficiencies, your sales, your setup, cleanup, conversation time, paperwork. That is what you would use for the primary task on a job. Any additional tasks, you can present the add-on pricing. All we do for the add-on pricing is remove that inefficiency time and just price it based on what we call wrench time, or the time that it actually takes to perform that task. The amount of time that you have here, along with your bill out rate, is where the labor portion of the pricing is coming from. Now, the other portion of your pricing is going to be based on parts. Down below here, you can see the parts that are linked to this task. Here, if we look at the budget faucet, you can see the cost of that part. And based on where that fits into the markup schedule that we just looked at, you get your sell price. Now here you can see the sell price for all of the parts that are attached to this job. Once you add together the labor portion of the pricing, along with the parts portion of the pricing, you get your task price. Now let's take a look at the calculations tab. There's nothing that you can edit here on the calculations tab. It's really just a presentation table of all the behind the scenes math. Here you can see the cost of the parts based on where they fit into the markup schedule. You get your sell price. Now we plugged in an 8% markup for tax. So here we are recouping the tax that we paid at the distributor. And here you get your total for parts. We also have a cost of labor. That's going to be based on your break-even cost. The resale amount is based on your bill-out rate. Here's our total for labor. You add the two of those together, and you get your value rate, and you mark up to get to your standard and your premium rate. Now off to the right here, you can view profitability and the markup percentage per task. You have the same table down below here for your add-on. Okay. Now the example that we just went through was a task that is based on time and material. You have two other options. You could do a fixed price manual. There, you are just plugging in exactly what you want this to cost. The alternative is fixed price calculated. With fixed price calculated, you plug in the value rate and the standard and premium prices calculate based on the markups that you have in business information.